All right, welcome to Undrafted Hockey Fan. I'm Brad. We were talking about what every team should be thankful for. I do have the Red Wings played in the background over here. I got to turn this down a little bit. But anyways, I wanted to put out a video for Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving for my Canadian friends. It is American Thanksgiving. It'll be December or November 28th. It's a Thursday, and so we're going to be going through each team, which one those they should be thankful for each division. We're actually going to start off with the Atlantic Division. Starting off with the Toronto Maple Leafs. Really, you're actually thankful for Austin Matthews coming down with an injury, because you have the Nylander Bros because you have so many injuries. You're thankful for injuries. Because you get to sign Alex Nylander to an NHL contract, so he gets to play with his brother, which is phenomenal. And you have Nylander on a 54 goal pace, which would be his highest of the highest ever. And Marner on a 112-point pace. So thankful for injuries for the Toronto Maple Leafs right now, and we're seeing again John Tavares playing his best hockey in a long time. So one of the Florida Panthers, you're thankful for Sam Reinhart's contract. 16 goals in 22 games, a 59 goal pace. He was tied with Leon Draisaitl for first, and he's only making $8.62 million per year, which is a steal. That's less than what Dylan Larkin's making. And again, the guy's on 59 goal pace. I'll give you an example. Tampa Bay, we're talking about Kucherov, of course, Mr. Kucherov, of course. You're a 131 point pace, 32 points in 20 games. I mean, you have a guy that he's a Commissioner's Consulate winner, two-time Stanley Cup winner. Basically, almost captain. Again, it wasn't Stamkos, it was Hedman. It's not Stamkos. It is now Hedman. But you definitely know that Kuch should be leading that place, and it's a great pickup for a second round pick, by the way. It's a second round pick. And it's working out really well for Tampa Bay Lightning. Good job, Steve Eisman. Do the same thing in Detroit, please. I'm going to Buffalo. Buffalo, and not much to be as thankful for, but you know they're thankful for? A playoff spot. They're thankful for being in a playoff spot. They're in the third playoff spot right now, and if they win tonight, then they will be tied with the Florida Panthers in the Atlantic Division, which is crazy to think about. Buffalo just floundered last year compared to the Stanley Cup winners, Florida Panthers. So and then attribute that is you get Alex Tuch putting up, which was a great piece in the Eichel deal. Again, Eichel ended up winning the Stanley Cup, so you'd rather have Eichel. I think you'd rather have Eichel. He's better talent. We have Tuch putting up 21 points in 21 games, 7 goals, 14 assists. So not a bad return, right? So Boston, we're talking about the Swayman contract. There's not much to be excited about for in Boston right now because it is bleak. You just fired your head coach. You're looking for a little spin. Again, they got a little that coaching bump, which is good to see. But I think you're thankful that you sway on an 8-year contract. This year's just not looking as good as normal. There's an opportunity where they may potentially miss the playoffs. We'll see. And the sway contract's only going to get better because the salary cap's going to increase. So if you didn't like the sway contract, give it a year or two. It'll look a little bit better. And by the way, we're looking at percentages now. I think guys are going to be looking at making a certain percentage of the cap as opposed to a certain number. Because percentage of 2025 contract signed is different than the 2015 contract signed. Just an example. That's in the book, right? So Detroit Red Wings, they're thankful for the power play right now. Because that's the only thing that's keeping them really alive because they're last in the penalty kill. So the power play, they have 26.7%. They're sixth in the league. I mean, Raymond and Larkin is looking phenomenal with that. That's what you want to see. Two guys that are really putting up points. Larkin against, he's actually at a 47 goal pace right now, which is crazy. Larkin's never had, I think the highest he's had is 33 goals in a season. So he keeps it up. I mean, that is absolutely worth the contract. I mean, Raymond have been signed this past year, so that is working out really well. So they are definitely having that power play with them. I'm talking about the Ottawa Senators. They're actually, you can talk about power play again. They're even better than the Red Wings. Again, I kind of bleak here right now for them. You're just not seeing a ton of wins. They're actually not great in the standings. They have a 28% power play, which is fifth in the league, which is phenomenal. So that is great to see for them. And I hope that actually, I have a hate relationship with Ottawa. I'm not a big fan of them. I'm having a hard time with their fans too. But again, I want us to have a good time. It's not. I don't hate them. I don't hate fans. I hate how people act, right? And sometimes the acting is tough. Again, I just want to see good hockey, good quality hockey. Guys not taking cheap shots and everything. And unfortunately, there's a huge rivalry with the Detroit Red Wings and Ottawa Senators. I'm not saying that it's one-sided, but they're definitely it feels like they're instigators. Again, as a Detroit fan, that's how it feels. It feels like they're instigators. But again, I'm biased. I know I'm biased. I know I'm biased. I get it still. Moving on to the Montreal Canadiens. I mean, Cole Caulfield, 12 goals in 20 games. That is a 49 goal pace. That is phenomenal. You want to see Cole Caulfield over here put up points because they're actually probably looking at essentially firing their head coach, Marty St. Louis, who definitely helped the guys loosen up the time and help them kind of like open up the shell. And it's working out really well. But now you're starting to see there's some systems issues with them because guess what? He's not a head coach. He's not he doesn't have any head coaching experience. So you start to that point where you're like, okay, are we going to get some going here a little bit? I mean, again, some guys are going, which is the point. But again, you need to see more than just that. You need to see as a system and play so that way you can guys can develop, right? Because you're seeing Slavkovsky, I think he had 3 years at 3 points in 9 games. You're slipping at one point, and so you want to see guys hitting, potentially looking for another one or another center. Like Nick Suzuki is fine, but you can't need more than one of him. Because you can't just get a normal 2C guy that's a mid. Because Nick Suzuki to me is a mid. Anyways, so I'm talking about being thankful. Be thankful for Caulfield because Caulfield is looking phenomenal. I hope he hits that 50 goal. He definitely hits the 40 goal mark. I hope he hits the 50 goal mark. So we are going to do a quick break and we'll jump into we're going to do each division. We'll do Atlantic break, Metro break, Central break, and then Pacific break. And we'll just do that. Or I can just knock you out. I'll get you on moving for your Thanksgiving. Love you guys. See you in a second.
The 24-25 NHL season still has that new car smell, and the action is heating up at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NHL. It's super easy for first-timers to get started at DraftKings Sportsbook. Try betting on something simple like picking a team to win. And, of course, if you're listening to this, you're probably a Red Wings fan. You can definitely bet the puck line, the total, the money line, how many goals are going to be scored over or under. Example is most of them are coming up is at like 6. So you can be like over 6 goals or under 6 goals. I mean, you can get all the action at Sportsbook. So download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code THPN. That's code THPN for new customers. Get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER in New York. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit cpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. 21 plus, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive award. Bonus bet expires 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ice.
All right, moving on to the Metro Division. We're talking about the New Jersey Devils. Again, I mean, we had a phenomenal power play last time. This is really good. How good is this? Let me pull up real quick. I gotta pull up their information. I worked on penalty power play. This is the third 3 out of 4 teams that I said power play. New Jersey Devils looking sick, 31.5%, which is nuts. Are they? Oh, they're second. I mean, who's first? Holy smokes! That's phenomenal. That's huge. I love to see that for the guys. I mean, that's working out really well for them, right? And again, that part of that is being attributed to Jesper Bratt doing phenomenal, having 28 points, 24 games, and a phenomenal contract as well. New Jersey Devils, I mean, absolutely should be happy for Jesper Bratt. I mean, that was a great find too. I think let me look up here real quick. I think he was like a 5th round pick. I'm pretty sure. Like it's like all right, give me DB. So Jesper Bratt again from Sweden. He's young too. A 6th round draft pick. 26 years old again. Dude, that's phenomenal. I love that. I'm so jealous of late round draft. I'm so jealous of teams that have good late round draft picks. I'm not seeing that with the Red Wings yet, but I'm so excited to hopefully see it. Dude, this guy's been busting and out since 21-22. He's got like almost a point per game player since. Dude, good for Jesper. I mean, good for the Devils. I mean, I know you guys got your 2 first overall draft. Good job, by the way. But not better at all in Detroit. But again, you get what you work with. They were very fortunate, and I'm very happy for them. Good job with Neil as well. Neil from Devil State of Mind. If you haven't checked out his podcast, definitely check it out. By the way, if I didn't mention before, we're doing a podcast every day from every day to from now to the end of the year. We're hitting around day 14 of hosting a podcast once a day, every day. And so if you want to keep on staying on this, let me know. I did a Short Kings video yesterday. By the way, just to give you an example of a Short King, we have two. We have Alex Sarinka as a Short King of the Detroit Red Wings, and you have Ryan Lomberg, the Short King of the Calgary Flames. So go check that out if you want to check out your team's Short King. Moving on to the next team, we have Carolina. Oh, dude, it's Marty Necas. It is absolutely Marty Necas right now. He is first in points in the NHL, 35 points, 12 goals, 23 assists. I mean, come on. I mean, you know, he was on the trade block last summer. Like, everyone was like, do we trade him? And then, you know, by the way, Carolina only signed him for a 2-year deal, which is crazy to me. They have for 2 years, and this guy's going to be making bank if he continues on the same pace, right? So we'll see if they end up being able to keep him at that point too. So moving on to Washington, I wanted to say Ovi because Ovi was keeping it exciting. He had 15 goals in 18 games. I think that he still has an opportunity to break the goal streak. He has an opportunity to. I don't think he does. I think because of this, I think before this injury, it was going to be yes in this year. But now with the injury, I think it's going to be too close to call. I think he ends up doing it at the start of next year. I mean, he does it for sure. He beats Gretzky's record, no problem. But I think you're most grateful for Dylan Strome stepping up in that 1C, 29 points in 21 games. I mean, who would expect this out of Dylan Strome, who was let to walk by the Chicago Blackhawks, and then Arizona also let him go as well. And then Washington's like, hey, we'll take you. We'll love you. We'll show you. Actually, I think I don't remember. That's all right. We don't see who it is. But yeah, either again. I mean, I think some of those teams are kicking themselves now at this point, honestly. Moving on to the New York Rangers. Mind you, they are talking about selling right now. You're looking at making some big changes there. I think they're third or fourth in the division right now. Are in the division? Yeah, they're in the division. They are third. I got to pull out now. Dang it, I should be more prepared for this. So, but with the in the standings, in the division, they are in their conference, they are in the first wild card. Man, dude, Washington Hurricanes and Devils are kicking ass right now. Rangers 25 points in 20 games. Again, I think they're looking to be a little more grateful, I think, and they're trying to be grateful. It's a bit hard right now, but I think their goal is to be grateful in that sense. But it's just they're going to be doing some selling off, but they're grateful for their penalty kill right now. 89.2%, second in the league. That is phenomenal. That is a great penalty kill. And that, I mean, again, we'll see. Oh, well, actually, we'll jump right to Philly. We're talking about penalty kills as well. 85.5 on the penalty kill, third. And mind you, again, that's a great penalty kill. And you know who else you're going to be really excited about and really thankful for? Matvei Michkov. He's looking phenomenal. He's a great young skill. I mean, as we expected, everyone thought he should have gone second overall in that 2023 draft, but c'est la vie. He decided to, they decided to drop down to seventh. Or Matvei Michkov decided to drop down to seventh. Hab should have took him. Hab should have took him at fifth instead of Dave Reinbacher. No shade of Dave Reinbacher. I just didn't think he was that highly touted. But again, I understand that they wanted defense. They had the forwards of Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Yaroslav Slavkovsky. Like, you had these big guys like Kirby Dach. So I understand why draft a defenseman. When you have a guy like that and the generational talent that Matvei Michkov could be, missed out. Montreal. I'm sorry, Montreal are catching strays over here. I apologize. And then moving on to the Islanders. The Islanders, oh wow, they're actually I wrote down opportunity for them. And I didn't understand why I did opportunity until I kept reading. They are, by the way, I actually want to pull up their stuff as well. The standings, I keep missing that. I keep moving it, unfortunately. In the standings, Islanders are only 2 spots out of the wildcard spot, 21 points in 22 games. And the reason I said opportunity is because they're 31st in both penalty kill and power play, which means there's only room to go up. Imagine these guys, they start improving, they get league average. They're absolutely in a spot to be able to perform. And mind you, they have some great guys playing some great, they're honestly guys that are playing very well. Kyle Palmieri is playing super well. The guy's got 19 points in 22 games, 10 goals. Anders Lee is playing I mean, actually, everyone else isn't playing that well, honestly. But they could end up selling it, or they end up, if they can turn this around, they could absolutely just they could do it. They have good goaltending too, so the penalty kill should not be as bad as it is right now. So that is tough for the Islanders. Again, there's only opportunity for them to go up though. Moving on to Columbus. You're grateful for your young talent: Marchenko, Chinnikov, Sillinger, Fantilli, Kent Johnson. It is not looking like a year of winning for you guys, but it's okay because you have guys that are going to be coming up and going to be exciting. Again, they're just not there yet. Mind you, they're 7th in the division right now. They are technically 500, which is a big deal, which is a thing that people are excited about. They're definitely 500. They're ahead of the Red Wings right now, so 20 points, 20 games. So who am I to speak about that? So, but again, young talent. It's gonna be so exciting. You guys are gonna draft high again, get a great draft pick, and then honestly, these guys are gonna freaking be exponential. It's gonna be straight up like slow. You get these guys are starting for a while, and boom, they're rocket, dude. It's gonna be a rocket. I'm telling you, Columbus is gonna be so good. It's not even fair. And by the way, their barn, I haven't been there yet, but I heard so many. Their fans are phenomenal. They sell that place out on a consistent basis, that's phenomenal. So moving on to Pittsburgh. This is tough, but I do want to say, because it does sound like Crosby does not want to leave. You do have him for the next 2 years after this, right? If he decides to stay, you're gonna be super grateful. One, you should be grateful that you've had Crosby this long and he's played as well as he has. But to me, I think you should be grateful that you have Crosby and that you have him technically for the next 2 years. Because guess what? Dubas doesn't have to trade Crosby. He just doesn't have to. That is his choice. But again, if Crosby wants to leave, you're going to respect the guy and trade him. But again, you probably have him for 2 years. Because I think they want to turn this thing around. They really do. They're trying to make trades. They're traded Lars Eller already, trying to make a couple moves here and there. They're saying, hey, we'll trade Malkin, we'll trade Rust, we'll trade Reichel, we'll trade Carlson. Like, everyone's available, but supposedly they said it. So again, if you can move some of the pieces, those contracts off, and get some assets back, and get some guys like Rucker McGrory starting to play well with Sidney Crosby, this could work out really, really well for the team in the long-term sense. So, all right, we're going to take a quick break, and then we'll jump right into the Central Division. So stay tuned.
Do you know the most exciting thing about Black Friday and Cyber Monday is getting an amazing deal. Except for with Raycon, because Raycon can get you an amazing deal on premium audio every day of the year. That doesn't mean they're just having any sales for Black Fridays. No, sir, and or ma'am, and or they. Far from it. They're actually doubling down on their amazing value by offering viewers up to 30% site-wide. So it's a Black Friday deal that you'll appreciate every day is Raycon's everyday earbuds. And if you haven't checked out the latest model, they're a must-have for audio lovers. They have a 32-hour battery life and a multi-connectivity that lets you pair 2 devices together. And if you're on an airplane, maybe you're there with your spouse or your significant other, you can watch the same movie together and you can listen together. And speaking of airplanes, what's very helpful on airplanes is some noise cancellation, the active noise cancellation that the Raycon's everyday earbuds have. And that, honestly, the great thing about it is they come at an accessible price point, unlike other competitors' headphones. And one other thing is that Raycons are start at just half the price of everyone else. So not only are you getting an incredible deal, but before you even factor in the Black Friday deal, which is up to 30% off site-wide. And if you're looking for a great headphone, what more can you ask for in a headphone? Again, I travel a ton. I use it for work. The noise cancellation is amazing. And if you don't, I highly suggest that you go grab some. Again, they're everyday earbuds. Again, you're going to appreciate them every day. And also, they have a 30-day happiness guarantee. So honestly, you really can't lose. It's time to save big for Black Friday. Go to buyraycon.com/THPN today to get up to 30% off site-wide. That's right. You'll get the 30% off everything on a Raycon site when you go to buyraycon.com/THPN.
Moving on, we have the Central Division. We have the Winnipeg Jets going on. They are grateful for literally everything. It is so frustrating. I've hated on the Jets so hard over the last couple of years because I was so mad at the Scheifele signing. I was mad that they signed Scheifele for too much. I was mad that they signed Hellebuck for too little. It was a steal that they got Hellebuck at that number. And so they should be grateful for everything because they're so goddamn good. They are leading. They're first in power play and in goals against per game, of course. Connor Hellebuyck, of course, that's what it is. So, the Minnesota Wild. I know there's some talks about this guy wanting to go to Chicago this past year, but they should definitely be grateful for Kirill Marchenko. Oh my God, Kirill the Thrill, Kaprizov. 34 points in 34 points. He had 13 goals and 21 assists. He is second with Leon, and he's second with Leon and Natchez. I mean, again, the Wild, in my belief is, if you're a Wild fan, the Wild are going to pay him $14 million a year for 8 years. I can guarantee it. He's going to make that much because they're going to do everything. The Wild have never had a star like this, so the ownership will do everything they can to keep him. So again, I'm thinking $14 million. He's going to make more than Austin Matthews. Because you're in a market where you don't have as many stars. Toronto has Tavares, you have Marner, you have Nylander. These guys actually, I think, take a little bit of a pay cut because of those guys. But I think for Kirill Marchenko, with the cap going up and everything, it's $14 million for 8 years. Right. Stamp it. Timestamp it right now. It's going down. So the Dallas Stars, not as much to be excited about, not doing as well as other teams. But the one thing you are excited about, which again, you're almost excited, you're almost thankful for Nashville. Because what Nashville ended up doing is they ended up buying out a guy. He had an $8 million contract, and they bought him out. And it was Matt Duchene. Guy re-signs with the Dallas Stars, and they signed him for $3 million the year that he got bought out. Signed him for a year, and for 1 year for $1 million. And they signed him again for 1 year, and I think it was again like 3.5, maybe three or four. It's low still. It's low. Older guy, but again, this guy is still producing as a UFA. 25 points, 20 games, 11 goals, 14 assists. Phenomenal. Great production by Duchene. Again, Dallas Stars are very happy with that. The Avs, again, less things to be excited about, but this one, a couple one where you're very happy with is your Stars. You're super thankful. You're super thankful for your Stars. McKinnon putting up monster numbers, 35 points in 22 games. My apologies. He's tied with Natchez for first. Kirill is in second. Mikko Rantanen, 32 points in 22 games. And again, Cale Makar, of course, one of the best defensemen of this generation. 30 points in 22 games. Phenomenal. That's what we'd love to see. Again, that doesn't many things to be excited about. Definitely not goaltending, but thankful for your Stars. Moving to Utah. Again, a team that had some optimism, and they had some guys that they were going to be going, they should have been thankful for. The problem is you end up losing two guys like John Marino and what's his face? Not Sergachev. You trade for Sergachev. You guys make all these big moves. But again, there's some young guys that are producing and sticking up for your guys. You have Maverick Lamoureux, a 6'7" defenseman, or 6'7" guy. He's a fourth liner. 43 penalty minutes already this year in 15 games. Still puts up 3 points. So still put up a little production, not just a total scrub. This guy he's young. He's 20 years old, which is so exciting. Again, and he's got, by the way, a great name, Maverick Lamoureux. Phenomenal name, man. This guy's a goat, man. I love this guy. The Blues, the St. Louis Blues are thankful for Boston. They are thankful for Boston because they fired Jim Montgomery, and that is a huge thanks to the Boston Bruins because that's working out really well for them. I just checked the scores on their most the game they're playing right now. They're up 3-1 right now in the second period. So again, they had 3 goals in the first period. So they were playing really well under Monty. So they are very thankful for the Boston Bruins for firing Jim Montgomery. Moving on to Nashville. They are, again, not having a great year right now, especially with all those UFA signings. You know what they're thankful for? The 3 first-round picks that they have in this upcoming draft. They're super thankful for that because, hey, if it goes well, great. We still have 3 first-round draft picks that we can use to trade at the end of the year. If it doesn't go great, guess what? We have 3 first-round draft picks for the NHL draft. Not a bad deal in that case. So Nashville, be thankful you have. It's either you're looking at now or future. Either way, it's going to work out. I'm telling you. Chicago Blackhawks, you are thankful for the future, and it's because you have Connor Bedard. He's having a slow season right now, 15 points, 22 games right now. But again, you have a great future ahead of you. There's some assets you can build around it. You have a great star like him, and they just started to support this guy. You bring in Bertuzzi, Teuvo Teravainen, Alex Martinez. I mean, you guys bring in a ton of UFAs. You have Taylor Hall there. You have Nick Foligno. Again, you just wait for this guy to slowly step into leadership and everything. I think once Foligno ends up leaving or stepping down from captaincy, Connor Bedard takes it over. I think the team's going to look like a totally different beast. So be thankful for the future in Chicago. So we're going to go to our last break, and then we'll jump into the Pacific Division, and then we'll wrap this boy up. And this is a short guy today. We usually do like 45 minutes to an hour. 2 hours. I almost done 2 hours into the podcast. But we're gonna have this on early, head this one out early, and we'll touch base with you guys in a few more minutes.
You know what that sound is? That's the sound of ice skates skating on the ice at your favorite team's hockey game. You know, there's nothing like the excitement of being at a game, the crowd, the energy, the roar, the chants, the songs. It's just so much to it. And the best way you're going to be able to find an amazing seat and an amazing game is going to be at Game Time. Game Time also has this new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff and shows you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste your time searching through thousands of tickets. And my wife and I were actually end up going to a Detroit Red Wings game on December 2nd, I believe it is. That's one that we're looking at, and talk about a super deal. And you can actually find any concert tickets there. You can do comedy. There's so many different options there. They also have curated deals to make it easier to find the best deals on great seats. And also you can see the view of your seat before you buy. You have a lowest price guarantee, event cancellation protection, and job loss protection as well. One thing I really enjoy about it is the all-in pricing. Toggle this feature to show the total upfront with no surprise fees at checkout. So you can also get a camera, again, talking about your view, it's a panoramic view. You can see the sea, not just like we'll look at the stage. You get the full panoramic view, and they also have the lowest price guarantee. Or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. And so take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time Picks. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code THPN for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem the code THPN for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What time is it? Game time.
All right, we're moving on to the last part of this. We're doing the Pacific Division. Again, we're going to wrap this up real quick. I appreciate you guys sticking around with this. So we're going to be doing Vegas Golden Knights, and what they're grateful for and they're thankful for is past trades, last year's trades. You got two guys that are producing well and then that are going to be here for a long time. You have Noah Hannafin, only 12 points, 22 games, but again, he's a defenseman. Half point per game is not a bad thing. Again, you're getting a guy under a great deal. It's a great trade. Again, the nice thing is they get these guys under contract, or they get guys that are already under contract for a long time, and then that we don't like you. Once you lose those assets, those first round picks and everything, it's worth it because you get a guy who's not just a rental. He gets to be here for a long time. And you also pick up Tomas Hertl in those past trades, 18 points in 22 games. I mean, he came in injured last year, and now he's putting up 18 points, 22 games. Absolutely what you want from him. That's still looking phenomenal. Calgary, you're looking at grateful for Dustin freaking Wolf. I mean, this guy could be in the Calder competition because this guy's putting up a .921 save percentage and a 2.47 goals against average. I mean, I'm watching the Calgary game. I got it right here as well against Detroit. But he's not playing tonight. It's a Vladar. But again, if it was already, the Red Wings only have one goal, one goal on the Red Wings only have one goal on Calgary. And if it was Dustin Wolf, I don't know if there'd be any goals right now because, again, how well he's been playing. So moving on to Vancouver, you're thankful for Captain Short King, Quinn Hughes, 20 points in 20 games, producing like a captain. Again, that is something that you're so excited for. Again, a smaller defenseman, but he's still producing super well. Again, as an 8th overall draft pick. You get skeptical with these guys that are smaller. So this is a great win for Vancouver in this case. The LA Kings, Anze Kopitar, you are absolutely thankful for Anze Kopitar, a 37-year-old who is putting up 25 points in 22 games. Goodness gracious, sign me the freak up. This guy is going to retirement on a heater. Again, he's probably not going to retire next year. I think he has one more year left in his contract, I believe. But still, it's crazy. He's just turning back the clock, and LA should be super grateful for a guy like this, bringing in the young guys and just leading the team by charge. Again, this guy's phenomenal. The Edmonton Oilers, they are a great one for the best center duo in the league. You got McDavid putting up 28 points in 19 games, phenomenal. And then you have Leon Draisaitl have 30 points in 22 games. I mean, just these guys. I mean, what better can you do for my first overall draft and a third overall pick with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl? I mean, just bangers, bangers and mash, as the people from the UK would say. Or is that just a stereotype? I don't know. I'm not going to fact check it. So, Seattle Kraken, you're absolutely stunned by this guy who is so jacked, by the way, crazy jacked. I showed my wife a picture of it, and she's like, "You're lucky I don't live in Seattle." And I'm like, "I'm absolutely lucky you don't live in Seattle." He is phenomenal. He looks phenomenally fit. I'm very impressed. You're talking about Joey Decord, 10-4-1 with a .922 save percentage and a .28 goals against average. I mean, this guy is killing the game. On a great deal. He's like a 5x5. Some maybe 5.6 per year. But it's under $6 million for next 5 years, and it's looking really good for Seattle. They signed him up and locked him up early. Then second to lastly, you got Anaheim Ducks. Again talking about a great goaltender, Lucas Dostal. Not as great as a record, 5-7-2, with a .922 save percentage and a 2.73 goals against average, a higher goals against average, but again put up a similar save percentage as Joey Decord. Way worse record, by the way. And both of them tied it for 6th in save percentage, which is crazy. Again, Anaheim Ducks, a team that is just not doing nearly as well. The rebuild is not going good. Don't ask Duck fans how they are. They're not doing as well as you think they are. But they definitely have a bright future. Again, I think they end up trading Trevor Zegras. So if you have any Trevor Zegras trades proposals, let me know, man. San Jose Sharks. Lastly, but absolutely not leastly. Why not leastly? Because you have the first overall draft pick from this past year. Yeah, we're talking about your boy Macklin Celebrini. Only played 10 games this year. He struggled with a little bit of injury earlier in the year. Played 1 game and then missed a bunch of games. But in those 10 games, he plays 12 games. And out of those 12 games, he has 10 points, 6 goals, 4 assists. Imagine this. There was people talking about how he should have gone back to college, and that would be an absolute poor decision. It is working out really well for the San Jose Sharks and Celebrini. He looks like an absolute stud and a star. Can't wait for him to put up a point per game the rest of his career after this. So, anyways, let me know what your thoughts are. Hit like, subscribe, put your favorite emoji down there. Again, we're doing this every day. We're doing Thanksgiving, so I'll be recording tomorrow morning as well. We're doing Christmas. We're doing New Year's. Again, bring in the parties. You got any ideas you want me to go over? I will absolutely do them. I'm looking for some ideas. I'm excited to be here with you guys. So again, put your favorite emoji, hit like, subscribe. Really appreciate it. And happy American Thanksgiving. And to Canadians, thanks for listening to us, because we feel like we dominate Thanksgiving. But again, it's going to be thankful. I'm so excited to eat. And the Lions play tomorrow, Detroit Lions. So if you're not checking those out, check those out as well. So love you guys, and catch you next one. Bye.